So our client calls and has an emergency. Basically, their child decided to create a work of art out of poop on the carpet. And she called it a Picasso, a poop Picasso. I can't make this up. Like Johnny Johnson says, my buddy Johnny Johnson in Durham or Wake Forest, North Carolina, he says, you can't make this stuff up. Nor would you want to, okay? But I got excited. I mean, you probably see I'm smiling and laughing because I got excited because you guys, I thought this is gonna be a really good video for YouTube, cleaning up poop. So, but unfortunately we got there, she cleaned a lot of it up. Still made for some really good video. So we're gonna go ahead and let you guys see that. It's Friday, TGIF. And Warren, what do you wanna say?
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe to our channel and leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video and comment below with your favorite part. So like I said, sadly, she did a really good job cleaning this up. You can still see, hopefully, I'm going to zoom in a little bit there. Hopefully you can still see that there is basically poop spots all over this carpet still. They're literally everywhere. But that's the van out there. We did park up on the sidewalk a little bit just to get our van out of harm's way because this is a very narrow street. But we were just here a couple weeks ago cleaning a different room, and unfortunately the artist in the family got a hold of some poop and decided to basically do a work of art all over the carpet. So Cole came in and very slowly and thoroughly saturated this entire carpeted room with a very strong enzyme preconditioner. And we put a couple other things in the pre-spray there just to help boost it and make sure that we would get some really good results with cleaning. And you can see here that I'm also immediately plugging in our 10-inch counter-rotating brush machine and agitating the solution or preconditioner into the face yarn of the fiber. And what that does is it basically just kind of agitates and improves the preconditioner's ability to do its job by removing, in this case, the poop stains from the fiber of the carpet there. So I was talking to my buddy Peter Gregg the other night on the phone, and we were talking about vacuum cleaners, and he had a great little thought here, and about sterilizing our vacuum cleaner between jobs. So I think what we're going to start doing, and this again was his idea, is taking a spray bottle and basically spritzing some rubbing alcohol down into the brush head, and while the vacuum's running, after every time we use the vacuum cleaner at a house, just to help keep the equipment clean. The CRB is really easy because you can literally take out the brushes and the trays, and we have a jet that we can hook up right to our solution line and basically blast out 240 degree water all over every part of these machines, so that when we do a job like this one, for instance, we're not actually taking contaminated equipment into the next job. So we're able to use that spray nozzle to spray down not only the counter-rotating brush machine, but also the wand and any other tool that we bring into the home. But I'll be honest, up until this point, we actually have not done anything in the way of sterilizing our vacuum cleaner. I mean, sure, we change out the bag, wipe out the canister for the workhorse, but the brush head in and of itself doesn't really get deep cleaned or sterilized between cleaning. So that's kind of an issue. Now this job, of course, we didn't use a vacuum cleaner at all, namely because, well, two reasons. Namely because the carpet was actually still just a little bit damp because she had used her own carpet cleaning machine, which if you look really closely at the end, you may see it because it's actually just outside of the bedroom door, and there is a quick shot of that as soon as I get done grooming out this room. But needless to say, that was one of the reasons. The other reason is anytime we're working with an extremely heavily soiled carpet, I will negate the commercial vacuuming step in some cases, and in favor of a counter-rotating brush machine. So even though the counter-rotating brush machine doesn't have the suction of a vacuum cleaner, it actually is able to dig out dry soil with the renovator trays on it, and basically that does a really, really good job of removing dry soil when you don't want to basically destroy a vacuum cleaner. Because there are certain jobs that we clean We did one yesterday where the vacuum cleaners, they can be ruined if you put them in in harm's way. If you do a really, really bad, terribly heavily soiled, very neglected carpet, it's, I don't want to say ruined, but it could severely damage your equipment or put your equipment in a position where you would not want to take it into another job without taking it completely apart and deep cleaning every little bit of it. But you can see here, I don't know, that's pretty good lighting, pretty good angle. You can probably see here that every single one of those spots is coming right out of there. So this is obviously our CDS or direct drive, one of our direct drive truck mounts. So it gets really, really good heat, really, really good suction, and we're using a titanium swivel 4-jet 8-flow Devastator wand in order to clean this. It's one of the two titanium swivel wands that we use. I prefer this one. The swivel on this wand is a little bit more stiff than the Dang Pro wand that we have. Even though both of them are really good tools, way better than the wands that I used for many, many years in cleaning carpets. And it does make a pretty big difference. The jets on this type of wand are a whole lot closer to the carpet. And I guess, I didn't realize it at the time, but something as small as a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch of distance from the carpet in terms of the jet can actually cool down the temperature of the water by 20 or 30 degrees. So it doesn't take much distance between your jet and the carpet fiber for your steam or your hot water to be significantly reduced. So that's one really big advantage to using a wand of this style, is you're actually able to reach that carpet fiber with a much higher temperature than the old style wand that I used to use all the time. And those weren't titanium. Titanium obviously is a much more superior material for wand, namely because of the fact that it's a whole lot lighter than steel. So this whole job took about 20 minutes or so. We didn't even have to leave any time really for the dwell time because of the preconditioner that we mixed up. It pretty much immediately reacted with the soiling on the carpet and we were able to get out. Now you can see here obviously that I am going really, really heavy with my overlap, and I'm really kind of taking my time because the amount of preconditioner that Cole put on these fibers, I wanted to make sure that we rinsed it out very, very thoroughly here. And of course I'm doing dry strokes in between every single wet, so 1 wet stroke and 2 dries in order to remove as much of the moisture as possible. Fortunately, this room also had a ceiling fan, which dramatically reduces the amount of dry time. People ask often, how long does it take for the carpet to dry? And of course it varies a lot based on a lot of different factors, but I usually just tell them that it changes a lot based on the airflow, temperature, and humidity, but can range somewhere between 2 and 6 hours. Of course, if they have a fan, because a lot of people do have a small fan they can put on there, I'll let them know that can drop it in half. So if it normally is going to take 3 hours to be completely dry, they can put that little fan on there and literally have it dry within an hour and a half. So airflow is probably the easiest and fastest way to reduce the dry time. And we have obviously a bunch of air movers because we do emergency water extraction and restoration work as well. And so probably wouldn't be a bad idea, especially for larger jobs where we're doing a bunch of different rooms or parts of carpet. Wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and start bringing air movers to dry the carpet in between. I would like to bring up the point that you probably noticed I'm wearing 1 blue and 1 green shoe cover just to support our colors, our green and blue color scheme here. So I am taking the time to groom out the carpets and just remove the lines. And another reason that we do this, not all the time, but pretty often, is it basically separates the fibers and actually also helps reduce the dry time and so speed up the dry time a little bit. But also I think it kind of leaves for a better finished product. In this case, it also helped me to make sure that every single one of those little poop spots was removed and the carpet was in fact as clean as I was hoping it was. And yeah, it definitely turned out really, really good. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. We do have a little bit of chocolate milk dumping here. As you can see, pretty disgusting bit of water coming out of the dump tank. Now, it wasn't the only job. Obviously, this is just one of many jobs for the day. Like I said, we've been really busy lately. I think doing between like 7 and 10 jobs a day lately. And for lunch, I kind of decided to change it up a little bit. I do often snack on the way to jobs, in between jobs. So I brought a little bowl of baby carrots, baby organic carrots. And you know, if I wasn't eating really clean, I probably wouldn't enjoy eating carrots. But I have to say, when you remove all processed sugar and food from your diet, and you start to eat really, really healthy, clean foods, things like carrots tend to taste really, really good. So again, in lieu of doing a huge plate of food, because I had some comments from some people yesterday that were watching my video. A guy named Joe Wheeler, actually, who's a pretty well-known YouTuber in the cleaning industry as well. He also is very active on Facebook, and so he's become kind of a friend of mine on these Facebook groups. But he was giving me a hard time because of the amount of food that I eat. And it is a lot, you know, huge plates of food like that. But I will tell you that it's so much different than eating dead animal flesh and animal products. I can eat a huge plate of plants like that, and literally within 2 or 3 hours, I'm snacking on a banana or an apple or some carrots or something else. So it's not like it fills me up really thoroughly or lasts a very long time. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this. Please subscribe below.